Hi Book Dragons! I had grand plans this week to give you two totally different vlogs. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, so I may just put this vlog into two things this whole week of reading. I do not know why it didn't work, but I just don't think I had enough content for everything that I was reading. So you're going to see me read a bunch of YA fantasy, you're going to see me listen to a bunch of romance, and we're just going to call it a weekly reading vlog. I really am trying to do themed vlogs because I do tend to listen to such different things than I physically read, but this week was just very, very busy. It shouldn't have been that busy, but it was busy. So I'm just going to see how long the vlog is, and if worse comes to worse, you'll just see me reading as the week goes on, which is basically a lot of romance and a ton of YA fantasy, but I wanted to get ahead on content because I am going on a trip to Ireland. So yeah, whatever this vlog looks like, I hope you guys like it, and editing Laura, take it away. This has been on a lot of people's recent reads. It just came out. I love a bookstore book. I really, really do. It's like, I think someone said it was like reverse You Got Mail or something. I'm really excited. I don't know if I'm going to read a ton of that book today, but that is the plan. So we're going to spend a week reading new to me romance authors. I have a couple. So yeah, we're going to get into this. I will be back when I have like, maybe like when I've read like 25% or when I've read like an hour of it, just to give you my thoughts. That may be today, that may be tomorrow. We'll see what the weather does, friends. But I'm super excited. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi, Book Dragons. I am back to start another vlog. I am just finished a 5-star romance audiobook. So I'm going to do a vlog and I'm going to kind of pick this vlog is going to be one prompt, and then the next vlog I'm going to do is going to be another, but the two prompts I have is new to me authors, and the other vlog is authors I have read. So romance books I just haven't read yet, so I'm going to kind of take about a week, maybe 2 weeks, it just depends on how long the vlog is, honestly, to kind of read some more romance, because I haven't read a lot this year. I've read a couple, but the last two that I've read, Unloved and Breakup Pact, I really did love. So yeah, let's see what book I'm gonna pick. I don't even have to get my phone because I know what I'm gonna choose depending on what prompt it is. Ooh. Okay, so today we're gonna focus on new to me romance authors. So I think I'm gonna read Battle of the Bookstores by Ali Brady. I'm gonna attach a photo of that here. Hi Book Dragons, I just want to do a quick update. I wasn't feeling my best yesterday, so I didn't really update a ton, but I did wind up getting up to page 100 in Thorn Season by Kara Azar, and I'm liking this. I am a little bit confused about this book, so to be very honest, but I do like it so far. So you basically follow this character named Alyssa, and she's a wielder, and what a wielder is they're a magical thread in your body that can kind of do things like, the background says it can pick a lock, give a loving caress, or kill a man if he knows it's around it next. And everyone fears at these people. And she is basically, like no one knows she has this ability, but people with this ability keep getting killed. And she has a best friend that basically, her father is basically entrusted to like get these people killed, and she is one. So now it's her 18th year, and she's gonna go to court to try to figure out who is killing the wielders, and there's a compass that is found that could kill these wielders, and she's entrusted to find it, but she has to go to court, and she has to sort of trust her ex-best friend who's kind of been helping people have these people die. It's a very, very politically motivated story. It is a little bit confusing. I'm only 100 pages in, so I'm willing to give the book a little bit more of a shot. I do unfortunately have to go to the dentist today, and I do probably have to go to urgent visit to see why my neck feels so swollen. But I hate the dentist. It is my least favorite doctor ever to go to, so I'm dealing with a little bit of anxiety with that. But I do need to go because I only have to go twice a year. I just hope with Ireland coming up, knock on wood, there's wood right here, that I don't have a cavity, because then I have to get it filled and I don't really want to do that. So keep your fingers crossed. If you were following me for a very, very long time, I had like, I don't know when it was, I think it was like 2 years ago, I had like a very like complicated teeth issue where like I got a root canal, and I had like a lot of dental work for about like 6 months, and I hated it, so I really don't like dentists, but I have a new dentist that I do like, so that's good. So I will be back when I have read another either 50 or 100 pages of this. It just sort of depends. I do have to go to the dentist. I'm going to be gone for a couple hours. I'm going to bring this. I'm going to bring the audiobook that I'm listening to, so when I'm back I'll give you guys an update. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi Fic Dragons! Unfortunately, at least for the moment, I think I am going to DNF Thorn Season by Kara Azar. I am just not feeling that connected to this book, and I don't know if it's because I'm just not hitting right, but I'm not really feeling connected. I'm 154 pages in. So I'm going to pause this. I am going to put it down and do my stuff that I have to do for this book. It's just not hitting, and I'd rather read a book that I'm really enjoying. And that's kind of the fun time. Something about going to ALA is like you get books that you wouldn't necessarily picked up. I do have a Neck Alley book of this as well. And I think that it's fine for a love to hate romantasy. There's two main characters. I think this book is a little bit predictable, and I may give it a shot on audio in the future, but I don't want to devote any more time to it. So yeah. I also did get some fun book mail that I will just tack on to the end of this. I got The Isle in the Silver Sea by Tasha Shuri from Little Brown. I do not remember when I requested this, but I must have. So this one came. Pop in to say the romantasy vlog obviously didn't happen, but I did spin a wheel that gave me My Mom Chooses My Romantasy. This book that I'm about to tell you about is not a romantasy, just know that, but it got picked and my mom chose it, so we're gonna go with it, and that is why this vlog is a little bit all over the place. Okay, so I'm gonna give my mom 3 choices. I'm gonna give her A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen. I'm gonna give her Girls of Dark and Divine by Evie Wood. And I'm gonna give her Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. And I'm gonna give her these and see which one she wants me to read. And she's normally like a cover person, so probably one of these will get chosen. If I had to guess what she's gonna choose, I would probably say Forbidden Alchemy, because I think that that's like the prettiest cover. But she has surprised me in the past. All right, let me go show her these and then I'll come back with her thoughts. Well, you can never predict what my mother's going to do. She wants me to read Girls of Dark Divine by Evie Woods, and I don't even know if this is a romantasy, but it's a gothic fantasy. Says there's a boy on the back. Has to do with dancing. It says a breathtaking, gorgeous gothic fantasy about love, control, and what we'll do. Spellbinding debut, perfect for fans of Stephanie Garber. Alright, so I'm going to pick this book up, Girls of Dark Divine. I'm going to read the first 6 chapters or 5 chapters and give you guys my thoughts and then come back. And yeah, I hope I like it. I don't know if this is technically considered a romantasy, but it comes out in August and I'm excited. So I'll be back when I have read a little bit of this. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi Fic Dragons, I am back. I am going to keep all this footage and I'm not sure what vlog it's going to go into. It may go into a romantasy vlog. It may go into weekend, like one for Brittany's Patreon. I'm not really sure because I really didn't know what I wanted to read, but I am liking this book a little bit better. So I'm now 100 pages into Girls of Dark Divine by Evie Woods, and I'm really liking this. I am involved in the theater scene. I'm obviously a theater teacher, but I did dance for a couple of years and I did dance competitively. So this follows a main character named Emberlyn, and she is under the guidance of this evil, like not evil, but he's basically creating like a swan. It reminds me of Swan Lake. Like all these girls are very obsessed with dancing, but he's kind of the puppet master behind making sure all of these girls dance and put up a great show. And the girls are all cursed, so they're kind of like, they're basically near death. There's a scene that gives me vampiric vibes, I will say that, like how he kind of controls them. And the girls are dying, but you don't know when. They're just eventually, they die, and he has to kind of get new girls to kind of make his performance perfect. But he's like the puppet master. It's kind of like he's like a puppet master behind pulling the strings and making sure the performance is perfect. He's basically creating like a perfect show, which is, for a theater person, is very intriguing because shows never are perfect. But so you have we follow our main character Emberlyn, and then so that's like that part, and then she's the lead of the story, and then there's always like a ghosty character that kind of comes in and they have their final dance, but they don't know a lot about him. And now these girls are going, there's a new girl that's coming onto the team, or basically being coerced into being on the team because a couple more have passed away, and they're going to another city. And Emberlyn really wants to escape from this environment. She doesn't like it, but her best friend, what is her name? It's not Grace. It's like Alva, I think. It starts with an A. She's Adelaide doesn't believe that escaping is going to do anything, so she's very suspicious of that. But I've read 100 pages and I'm really liking it. It's very atmospheric. It's very creepy. normally when I read books like this, that guy is always the hero, and that's like creepy. This is obviously like coerced. So I like that like he's not a good guy. He's not going to be the hero. Like whenever you have a creature like that, it's always like very like romanticized, and I like that this character's not. So I like that a lot. So about 100 pages of this. I'm watching season 2 of Stranger Things, which I think looking back is probably my least favorite season, but it does have my favorite episode in it. Like I love a couple episodes in there, and I love that we're getting Max. I think Max really, like Sadie Sink really like kind of, you know, I think the addition of Sadie Sink and like a couple other characters really fleshed out the cast of characters. So I'm watching that, which I'm really liking. So I'm gonna try to get up to page like 200 in this book and give you guys like a time check. It is really hot out there. Like it's just hot, so I don't really want to go outside unless the doggy wants to go. But yeah, my goal is to read to like page 200 and give you guys like an update. I honestly don't even know if this is a romantasy. This might just be a fantasy book that has some a romantic subplot, so it may not even fit in a romantasy vlog. I have no idea. But I do know that I do want to do a mood reading vlog, and I have a couple of books that I would like to read for that. So maybe that's what this will be, and it will just be Timmy's in general. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with vlog concepts, to be very honest. So this one might just be like a random vlog. Doesn't really have a concept and just has Brittany's prompts there, mood reading. But yeah. So yeah, that's where we are. I will give you an update when I get up to page 200 and a time check, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey best friends, I'm back. It's Friday. I went up going to yoga, and I realized I only have 2 full weeks until I go to Ireland, so I have to get reading so I have enough content for you all, so that's all good. But I did wind up reading to page 200 basically in Girls of Dark Divine by Evie Wood. I'm liking this a lot. I think it's very gothic, very atmospheric, very mysterious. I would say this is more of a fantasy and less of a fenro. I think that there is a romance element, but it's going to be a very small part of the subplot. The second part of this book has definitely had the characters move the environment. The curse is getting more prevalent, I will say that. And we are getting a dash of the mystery, which I think is interesting. And I do like that the main character is like the main guy that's kind of forcing them to dance is definitely seen more as a villain. I think it would have been very easy to create that character to be like very like dark and mysterious and kind of be the lover of this story, but it's not. I'm very intrigued by the male possible romance in this lead. Like in this book, I want to see more of him. But yeah, so it is 12 o'clock. I just got my Funkos from San Diego Comic-Con, which I'm really excited about. I got my Buffy, my Willow, and my Kuromi. If you don't know anything about me, I love Kuromi. She's what my backpack is for the school year, so I'm going to put her on my desk whenever she comes in. But yeah, I got up to page 200 in this, so I'm going to read another like 100 pages and give you guys an update. It is supposed to be the mood read-a-thon for Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading. So I'm just going to read what I want for the next couple of days and kind of toss it in here. I have a couple of books that like I really do want to read that I really don't have a theme. So I'm just going to keep reading this, and then I'm also watching Stranger Things season 2, which I think is still a very good season. I think it's my least favorite in some parts, but this part I'm watching, like the last couple episodes, I really do like this part quite a bit. So I'm gonna go watch that, and when I get up to page 300, I'll give you guys an update on this. It's really hot today. I went for a walk. Went to a yoga class in the morning, which is a very intense yoga class, so I think I'm good for working out for the rest of the day. If I do decide to do anything, it's just gonna be like later because it's very hot. So when I read another 200 pages, I'll give you guys an update on this. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey dragons, I'm back. It is a little bit later. It's almost like 8. But I did wind up, I'm actually on the season finale of season 2 of Stranger Things, which means I am making progress in that, which is super good. I also got up to page 300 in Girls of Dark Divine by Evie Wood. I'm really liking this book. This is going to be a solid like 4-star read for me. I think that if you liked House of Salt and Sorrow, if you like books like that, if you like ghosty stories, if you like books about like a charismatic villain, if you like books about dance and like the dark side of dance, I think that this would hit. I think that I'm really liking it. The plot is super compelling. I'm a little bit distanced from the characters, but I think that's because the characters are a little bit distant. Like they have gone through pretty big trauma in this book, so it's almost like you're kind of watching Emberlyn and all her friends through like a bit of a haze and like a gaze. But I do think the second part definitely was more lore-based. We did get a lot of the male, I think him, I really like the male character that we met. I think he's just a fun point of view character. We also did learn more about our main character, and we also have a lot of stuff. We also talk a lot about like owning your own destiny a little bit. It's true, both books I'm reading have that theme kind of embedded in it, but this would be like a great like early fall read. I think it has like school vibes, but not really school vibes. It does have to do with the arts, and I would happily put this in my classroom because I think it's very, very fun. Not too gory. I'm not a big horror fan, but I do like books with touches of horror in it, and I would think this would work. So yeah, I'm gonna go read the last 100 pages of this, and then I'm gonna give you guys a check-in, and then we're gonna kind of see what I want to do for the rest of this vlog. I really don't know. This was kind of a weird week just because like I've read a ridiculous amount, but like all the vlogs I'm doing are separated, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think at some point tomorrow I'm gonna have to see how long all this footage is. But yeah, this is where we are. I will give you guys an update when I have read, when I finished it, so I'll have one more update at the very, very end. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi, Fire Dragons. I'm back with an update. I did wind up finishing Girls of Dark Divine by Evie Wood. I gave this book 4 stars. I think it was a solid read. Definitely not a romantasy, I will say that. I will say this is more of a fantasy with a romantic element to it. It does not fit the qualities of a happily ever after, I will say that. But I had a fun time. I think that this book was very, very interesting. It's a very, very light, you know, it's like a very, very atmospheric, creepier book. There are some elements of the story that I really, really liked. I like the plot, I like the characters, I like the tension. I just didn't feel that connected to the characters. And I felt like it was a little bit of like a isolated thing. Again, I think I said before, if you like House of Salt and Sorrow, if you like Library of Shadows, I think you would like this. I had a fun time with it. The characters were a little bit distant from me, but I think that was just based on the story that they were telling. And I did like it. So, I am excited to see what I read next and what else is read for this vlog. This may be the end of this vlog. I have to go edit everything together. So I will come back when I'm done editing and we will see if we're going to wrap this vlog up. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi, Fire Dragons. Oh my god, I'm like so like boned out. I don't know why I look like that. I apologize. But I did want to come on here. I did wind up deleting all my footage. So I'm going to kind of go back in time and tell you what my thoughts were. So I wound up getting about 25% into Battle of the Bookstores by Allie Brady. And I'm loving this book. I think it's so fun. I think that if you're like a reader and you like live in book culture, I think that this would be a fun book to tackle. It's not really influencer. It's more like bookstore. You have like almost, it's kind of like a reverse what you would expect. You have a guy running like a romance only bookstore, and then you have a girl running like a literature bookstore, but they're kind of like connected together. They have like a cafe between them, and then their owner says, oh no, we don't need 2 bookstores, we're only gonna have 1 bookstore, and it's over the summer, so like Labor Day is their deadline, and like there's gonna be 1 manager left, and the 2 bookstores are gonna become 1, and kind of the cafe is gonna kind of between them, so they're gonna have like, it's gonna work. But they're very, very opposite. It's a very, very love to hate romance, and I'm just loving this book. Like I got about 25% into it in the first clip, and it was just very, very like, and I will say this, I don't always like love to hate romances in a contemporary setting because I feel like there's needs to be stakes. These characters, even though they don't really know each other that much, they don't have that much interaction before the story, I feel like the stakes make sense. Like, oh, I'm gonna lose my job. So it's very, very competitive, and I'm just having a fun time with it. It's also a You Got Mail retelling because these characters are talking to each other on this book forum. There also is a lot of rep kind of infused in the story, which I'm really liking. So 25% in, I was having a super fun time, and now let's go to present Laura, where we talk about where I am like maybe like 50% into the book. So we're gonna talk about that next. I'm still having a very, very fun time with this book, and now we're starting to inch out of the hate to more story. Like we're starting to head into friendly things, and you can tell like these characters like are very, very intrigued by each other. And I never say it's like hate, I just always say it's like antagonistic. These 2 characters have a lot of antagonism towards each other, so it's just kind of fused that. But there also is like a lot of book stuff happening, there is a lot of stuff happening, there is just a lot of fun stuff. They're both trying to branch out to make sure that they get more styles, and it's just a fun story. Like I think if you're a reader, you would probably super, super like this book. So yeah, I'm having a fun time, and I really like both characters. I think it's very interesting that these 2, it's actually like an author did this together. But they are they're like two authors, but like I like how that they kind of did like something like a reverse Grumpy Sunshine. Like you would expect the woman to be running the like romance only bookstore and then the guy to be running the literature, but it's the opposite. It's just so interesting. I really like both of these characters. You also get both in both characters' heads, which I love. That's when I always feel more captured by a romance. If I get into more characters' heads, I feel like I'm more likely to give it an elevated rating because the story makes sense on both sides. But yeah, that's where I am. I think I have like 2 hours left in my audiobook. I'll probably finish it up tomorrow. But yeah, I will talk to you guys soon for another update. Bye. Hi Dragons, I just want to give you an update. I have like 25 minutes left in Battle of the... I'll attach the photo because there's 2 books that have similar titles. But the book I've been reading, I'm really having a fun time with this book. It's very fun. If you're a book lover, I think you'll love this book. I think it's very much enemies to friends to more. It does have that you got mail trope embedded in it, and I'm just having a fun time with it. Like, I really do like these characters. I really like the male lead. He's very funny, and his take on enemies to more is so funny. And I feel like, you know, that's kind of the story that I like when they're, you know, antagonistic, then they become friends and then they become more. There is the you got mail element to the story, and it's just very fun. There's also like a saving thing element, like saving your bookstore and stuff like that. I'm very curious to see what the last 25 minutes will bring me. I'll probably listen to that tomorrow unless I need to put laundry away later on. But yeah, that is where we are. I will be back when I'm done with that, and we will choose another book by a new to me author. So I will be back when I have an update for you. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi Book Dragons! I am going to start Chasing Shelter by Catherine Cowles. I have read all of her books, well, most of her books. I haven't finished reading like 2 of her series. One is her original romantic suspense, and another is her The End of the Wreckage series, but I have read everything else. I've been trying to stay up to date on her. This follows, I need the names, but it follows Link's sister Ellie and then the sheriff, and he has a little girl named Keely, and oh my god, I love like a single dad. I love the little kids. Catherine Cowles writes kids so well that like I almost want them all to get like a spin-off series in the future because I truly love them. So, and all this is like very much, if you read Katie McGarry growing up or when you were younger, and all about like the foster vibes, this series I think is a great extension of that, because this series, especially all the people in this series has trauma. Basically, they have these two parents. They wound up adopting all these kids, and then their the father and her brother passed away, so now there's like this little like found family. And this book follows Ellie, who is Link's sister, who Link got the last book. And then I think his name is Trace. I'm gonna have to look that up, but I'm pretty sure that's his name. And he's the sheriff in this town. He has a little girl. And it's always romantic suspense. I always say when you read this book series, it gets more romantic suspense as the series goes on. But I just read like the first like 5 chapters. So you have Trace, his dad, I think, just got out of prison, which is alarming and scary. And then you have Ellie, whose dad is in prison, and she's very much like a prim, proper lady. She lived in New York. She did everything her daddy and her boyfriend wanted, and now he's not happy that she left. So yeah, and right now we're having a very cute scene. She moved next door to like the sheriff, to the cop, and she has to help with his little girl. And his little girl and her are like very similar in their vibes, and it's just very funny. So that is where we are with that, and I'm really having a fun time. I love Catherine Cowles, and today's like a busier day, so I hope I can listen to a little bit more of this. But when I read like to chapter 10, I'll give you guys another update. Bye. Okay, so I am 16 chapters into Chasing Shelter by Catherine Cowles, and I love this book. I love this book. I love this series. I think that Catherine does romantic suspense so well. And this book is very different from all the other books in the series because the character that has both characters have trauma, obviously. The girl is Ellie, and oh my god, I love that name because The Last of Us connections. But she's Link's sister, and they had a lot of trauma like last book. That was, you know, the book that we got Link in. So she's kind of dealing with the after effects of that. She has a very jealous ex that is making her life a little bit complicated. And then you have the main character who is from the family, and at least that I recall, we haven't got a male point of view with all the trauma. He basically his dad killed his mother, and that's why he got adopted into the Coulson family. So it's just very, very hard to read that part, and his dad is kind of making an appearance in his life, and Ellie has moved next door to him, and the guy has a little daughter named Keely, and she is adorable and so sweet, and her and Ellie are getting along famously. But there could be the potentiality of suspenseful elements on both sides of them. I have given up trying to predict who the killer is or like who the person is, because I never figure it out. But I do love Keely. They also got a dog. Oh my god, I have a puppy. And for anything that has a dog, I'm game for. So yeah, that is where we are. I will probably listen to a little bit more at some point tonight, but I got 16 chapters in and I'm really, really liking it. So yeah, I will talk to you guys when I have an update for you. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi Book Dragons, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up, let me look at it on my phone. I don't have my physical copy yet. It's coming in the mail. I did wind up getting up to chapter 32 in Chasing Shelter by Catherine Cowles. I'm really liking this book. I will say, all of Catherine Cowles' heroes are very overbearing, very, very over the top. But because of the way the characters are, I do understand that. I do really, really like her writing. I really do like her characters. I really do like the found family. I like all of that. I just sometimes think the men are like a little bit aggressive. And it's definitely an elevated steam for me. Like, her steamy scenes are definitely steamy. But I really do like the side characters. I really do like this romance. I think this one is interesting because there's trauma on both sides. So it's not just like the girl is traumatized, so is the guy, which I think is very, very interesting. I really like the dynamic between her, Ellie, and his daughter Keely. I think that is just so sweet. And it's so refreshing, I guess, to read a romance where, like, it's not a nanny romance. Like, he has a kid, but, like, that's not the point of it. It's also very interesting in this book to see the dynamics between Trace, his ex-wife, and Ellie, because it's normally like, oh, everything is perfect, everything is great, but that's not the vibe here, which I do like. And you also do see how different those two characters are, so what the kid could get from Ellie versus the mom is just very, very different. But I am really, really liking it. I have about 2 hours left of that. I still hope to add one more book to this vlog. I'm just trying to prep film. I'm going to Ireland in a couple of weeks and I want to like have enough vlogs for you guys. I also do need to plan my TBR for August, which I'm trying to wait. I don't know if Aurelium is coming back next month, so I'm going to wait like a couple more days to see if there is an announcement for that. But I am probably going to plan my TBR at some point. So I will talk to you guys when I have another update, probably when I'm done with this, unless like I have like an hour left or something. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi Book Dragons, I did want to finishing Chasing Shelter by Catherine Cowles, and I love this book. This book was so fun. I think it's going to be a 5-star read for me. I loved seeing all the characters again. I love the emotional impact of this. This was the first book where like Catherine Cowles always comes up with very, very unique and different villains. This one was very, very unique and different. I did not see that coming. But I was very, like, I liked a lot of, like, of the character. We always meet a ton of, like, side characters in every book, and some of them, I was like, oh no, I hope this person doesn't turn into be a bad guy, because normally if you have a side character that, like, they'll eventually get a book in the future, so some of them was like, ooh, I like you, and it's always, like, someone that likes Ellie or something. But, yeah, I really did like this book, gave it 5 stars. I'm very fascinated to read the next book. It's called Secret Haven, which is the final book in this series. That is a foster sibling romance, which I was a big Fosters fan growing up, and everyone loved Brandon and Callie, and I love Brandon and Callie as well, but I really was afraid that it was going to, like, affect their relationship dynamic. So I think it will be different doing that dynamic in an adult environment, because then, like, I feel like that losing your family vibes are not as taboo. So I'm excited to read that one, and then her next series will have Dex, who we met in this one, who's like the hacker. So yeah, I do not know. I'm going to go edit and see how long this vlog is. Originally, like I said earlier, I may be putting this into 2 vlogs. I may be putting it into 1 vlog. I have no idea. But I gave this 5 stars. I had a really, really good listening week. I listened to 2 5-star reads, and then I read 1 physical book, I think. Was not a big physical book. Oh, I had a DNF too. So yeah, so that is where we are. I will talk to you guys soon for another update, or if I decide to end this vlog, I will see you guys soon. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi Book Dragons, I just want to wrap up this vlog. I did wind up kind of teetering a little bit and seeing what I wanted to do, but I did wind up finishing Battle of the Bookstores by Allie Brady that I gave 5 stars. I wound up finishing Chasing Shelter, which I gave 5 stars. I DNF'd The Thorn Season, which I gave nothing because I DNF'd it. And then I gave Girls of Dark Divine 4 stars for review. So let me know in the comments, what are you currently reading? I would love to know, and I'll talk to you guys soon for another video.